Hey there, and welcome. So you've probably scrolled through the App Store, seen dozens of budgeting apps, and thought, where do I even start? You are definitely not alone. The choices can be, well, a little paralyzing. But today, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to find you the perfect financial co-pilot for your journey.
So let's just get right to it. The real question here isn't, what's the absolute best app out there? The question is, which method, and by extension, which app, is the best fit for you, for your specific goals, your life, your personality? And that's exactly what we're going to figure out together. And this is happening at a really important time. Right now, a huge 3 out of 4 Americans say they're being more careful with their money. This isn't just some small trend, it's a massive shift. People are paying attention, which makes finding the right tool more important than ever.
Now, check this out, because this is pretty interesting. Take a look at who's really leading this charge. It's the younger generations, the ones who grew up with tech in their hands. More than a third of Gen Z and millennials are making active plans to save more. That tells you the hunger for smart, modern budgeting tools is absolutely exploding. All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to help you figure out your personal goal. Then we'll explore 3 very different budgeting paths. After that, we'll match those paths to the right apps, and we'll wrap it all up with the single most important thing you need to know for long-term success. So let's start your personal quest. Look, any financial expert will tell you the same thing. A budget only works if it's built for you. Success isn't about cramming your life into some rigid, one-size-fits-all system. Nope. It's about finding a method that just clicks with your goals and how you operate. Okay, so just take a second here. Seriously, think about it. What is the number one thing you're trying to do with your money right now? Get that answer clear in your head, because on the next slide, you're going to see exactly where that goal fits. And here they are. These are basically the 3 main highways of budgeting. So are you trying to obliterate some high-interest debt? Or maybe you're a freelancer with income all over the map. Then you're on path 1, total control. Or are you just getting started, you have a pretty steady paycheck, and you just want to build some good habits? That's path 2, simple and steady. And finally, if you're past the day-to-day stuff and you're focused on growing your net worth and watching your investments, well, you're on path 3, the big picture. So let's talk about path 1, total control. If you need that maximum precision we just talked about, then your method is called zero-based budgeting. Just know, this is the most hands-on, intensive approach out there, and it's designed for those times when you need to know where every single dollar is going. Now, this is really important. Zero-based does not mean you end up with zero money in your account. Not at all. It just means every single dollar that comes in gets a job. Whether its job is paying rent, buying food, attacking debt, or jumping into your savings account, nothing gets left behind without a purpose. It's all about being intentional. The process itself is super structured. First, you figure out exactly how much money is coming in this month. Then you start giving every one of those dollars a task. You assign it to a category, and you keep going until your income minus all those assignments equals 0. It literally forces you to confront your priorities head on. Okay, but what if that sounds like way too much work? What if you don't need that kind of minute-by-minute control? Well, for anyone just starting out or working with a predictable income, path 2 is all about simplicity and consistency. And the superstar of this path is the 50-30-20 rule. This is what's called a proportional budget. You're not obsessing over every coffee you buy. Instead, you're just making sure your money flows into 3 big buckets in the right proportions. It's way less about control and way more about finding a sustainable balance. And here's what that looks like. It's so simple. 50% of your take-home pay goes to your absolute needs. We're talking rent, utilities, groceries, the essentials. 30% is for your wants. This is the fun stuff like hobbies, going out to eat, subscriptions. And then a really critical 20% is reserved for your financial goals, like savings and paying off extra debt.
All right, on to our 3rd and final path. This one's for the person who's got their day-to-day spending pretty much handled. Now their focus has shifted to a much bigger goal, watching over and growing their total net worth. The mindset here is totally different. You're not looking for a tool to be a drill sergeant and change your habits. You're looking for a dashboard. The goal is passive monitoring. You want a high-level, bird's-eye view of everything you own and everything you owe, all in one clean, simple place.
Okay, so we figured out the goals and the methods. Now we get to the really good part. Let's connect these paths to the actual apps, the digital co-pilots that are designed to help you get where you're going.
So underneath it all, budgeting apps really have one of two philosophies. You've got planning first apps. These are built for zero-based budgeting, and they demand a lot from you. They force you to be an active planner. Then you've got tracking first apps. These are all about automation. They pull in your data for you, making them perfect for that passive monitoring we talked about. And this is where it all snaps into place. See how perfectly these tools line up with our paths? YNAB is the king of planning first apps. It's built from the ground up for ZBB and destroying debt. Monarch Money is a powerhouse tracking first tool, perfect for that big picture view with amazing investment tracking. And Quick and Simplify, it hits that perfect sweet spot for beginners. It automates the 50-30-20 rule and focuses on being super easy to use and at a lower price. But there is a huge catch with those automated tracking first apps. Some experts call it automation vulnerability. Look, these apps feel like magic when they work, but when the connection to your bank breaks, and it will, the person who chose the app specifically to avoid manual work is suddenly stuck fixing spreadsheets, and that frustration is a huge reason why people just give up. So let's bring this all home. After looking at all these methods and apps and features, what is the one thing that truly, truly matters? This right here. This is the whole thing. The best system on the planet is the one you will actually use. At the end of the day, managing your money is about behavior. The app is just a tool. And choosing a tool that fits your personality and your goals isn't just a small detail. It is the single biggest predictor of whether you'll succeed in the long run. And with that, the power is completely in your hands. You've seen the paths, you understand the methods, you know which tools are built for which jobs. You have everything you need to make a smart choice. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?